And we'll hike the brown trail in the middle, up here, up to here, and then up to Mount Misen, which is I think up in here. And then on the way back, if I'm up to it, we'll go back along this way, the third route, and down. Having crossed the bridge, and on the other side of the creek, there's Daoshin Temple. We're on our way up. And it looks like at one time they channeled the water to flow over right on the center of, at the top, and over the sides of that big rock to the right. This looks very old, almost primitive. Here a large flood control dam. I'll cinch up my hiking shoes and begin our hike up. Get to the top is this little shrine underneath this huge rock. At least I hope, just before you get to the top. Okay, so we're going this way. And this is where I made my turn. I went to the left, whereas the easier path is that way. And that should be, we're right here. That should be like this. Back to here, and then over to see the rest of these shrines. Okay, so here's the intersection. I'm not going to go right up that steep hill to the top. Saw enough on at the observatory. Now I will go. Give you an idea how rugged this is. These huge rocks that have tumbled down over time. I wonder if it happens anymore, or what was the geological context in which it did happen. There's so many vines around here. How would you tell which was a snake and which wasn't a vine until it was after you? You wonder who installs these shrines and why people pay homage to them. Do they have a particular knowledge of this shrine, or just any shrine will do? Here's a white butterfly, but I'm sad to say he's just barely alive. Now whether he will recover when there's heat, I don't know. And then the Teiga Kazura oleander vines creeping up to almost the top of the trees gives it a very interesting appearance of a tropical forest. We saw those vines much higher up than here. It's interesting to wonder what this hydrant is for. I did notice about a 4-inch cast iron or steel pipe embedded in near the creek up there, and this may be a clue to my question. Look how nicely they've finished off this creek bed in stone. I'm sure it serves a practical purpose of controlling erosion and all that sort of thing. But it's just nicely done with native materials in a very pretty way. Hopefully this is my last set of stairs for today. But a pretty walk this is. Just a pretty little shrine center, if you will, with its own little purification trough. This must be the remnant of a very old tree. Interesting. Interesting, number one, but interesting it's been preserved. Okay, now at least one top, this is a bunch of signs. I'll go up here to the observatory. Here another Chinese looking temple gate entry with the two filthy McNasties. Another little shrine underneath this rock overhang. Getting to the top, every time you think you're getting to the top, there's another set of steep stairs.
Hi! Oreo!
I think back behind us on the right is where the ferry boat lands. This is the pile of rocks on top. Now to find the route down. I didn't see this trail, so I came down it. I don't know where it comes from. Here, a little baby shrine. I think I'm going back on the trail I came in on, but I can't be sure. I can't recognize any part of it yet. Well, I know I never saw this temple on the way up, so. This little health-conscious icon's cute. Don't know what the icons really are for. But we're in the midst of 2 or 3 temples here, actually. Different kind of light there, pretty much more dramatic than the ones we saw before. Let's sneak inside here. Big ceremonial drum. Here I am on the top of Trail 2. This is a pretty good sized juncture for different trails, but the one I want to take is Kogambashi Mayashi Peak to Homoto Park. Down through the trees there's some young folks, guys and girls, and probably a couple teachers, male and female, maybe mother and father, I don't know. But they're working on the trail, cleaning off the trail. And the gentleman told me that first I go up, then it gets flat, then it goes down. And when I get to the intersection, go right to climb up another mountain, or go left to go down. I told him I'm going left. Yeah, the last trail was pretty much straight up the hill through the trees. Not much in the way of views, even when there were views. So this is promises to be much more enjoyable. We'll wrap around this hill, I suppose, and then start down through a draw. Yeah, a pretty little shrine underneath this big overhanging rock. I like here the great number of signs. That's where we've just been, Mount Misen. Komabashi was the right-hand trail we didn't take, and we're going to Ohomoto. Maybe you can make out the trail they're going down. So, can you imagine the explosions of noise when these rocks fell into place? Rugged country. It's nice to walk in the forest and see pretty flowers on trees. Even the little thin carpet of their petals when they fall. Getting down to some level areas that you could probably bushwhack hike. Always like to see a little stream. Particularly here as it flattens out a bit. Signs of humanity. ABS pipe. Almost to the bottom. thing I love about the Japanese is they put bathrooms, beautiful bathrooms like that one, with the gates on the doors, keep the boars out. Not the boring people, but the boars, the wild boars. There's nobody around here. A few people hike up the trail I just came down. And this is a picnic ground, probably used far more extensively in the summer. The sign says that here in Nomoto Forest, they have fir, southern Japanese hemlocks, nutmeg, and other conifers growing naturally here near the ocean in Nomoto Park is a precious case in botany. The normal subtropic mimizubai and other evergreens grow alongside them, makes the fir, the mimizubai forest one unlike any other in the world. I think this is a shrine complex down below, including what looks like a covered bridge. We'll go down there immediately and see, and then migrate up to this pagoda. Oh, this tree. Think of the many branches and roots that this tree has supported over time that have now disappeared, leaving just these remnants, some dead and some alive. I'm panning up trail and now I'll rotate down trail, but isn't this pretty and tranquil? And there's nobody around. Looks like the deer grabbed something and they had to go after it, scaring both deer and people, but the deer are not that scared.